When dealing with any life-threatening illness, it weighs a toll on you both physically, mentally, spiritually. But when you're dealing with a child that has a life-threatening illness, it weighs on you even more. Most of us think that we should not have to bury our children, that they're supposed to bury us. But when you're dealing with something with a life, when you're dealing with a life-threatening illness, you need to know what to do and where to go for you. Like I said, it takes a toll on you both physically, spiritually, mentally, and even financially. When you're dealing with a child with life-threatening illness, what you want to do is you want to be able to be there for that child in their need. Also be there for their siblings if they have siblings, but also be able to take care of you. And a lot of times we think that taking care of us is a selfish act when we're dealing with a child with a life-threatening illness. But if we can't take care of ourselves, how are we going to take care of that child or children? So when to seek professional help? You seek professional help at any time, at any time. Anytime you feel the need, if you feel depressed, if you feel anxious, if you're over worried, you know, um, you need to reach out for help. When you're dealing with a child with a life-threatening illness, you want to be able to comfort that child and their siblings, all the while you being comforted. So therapy works great. Individual therapy. They have there's organizations that has group therapy with dealing with death and dying. So family therapy is wonderful. Family therapy is great. It gives you and your children an outlet. There's also therapies for siblings um, that will allow them to share how they're feeling because they're probably very confused too. They're probably wondering, well, why is mom and dad spending so much time with so and so and not spending enough time with us? So then there's that dissension, and sometimes the siblings may be upset because that child is sick and they're not fully understanding the depth of the situation. So to provide an arena for them to be able to share their feelings, share their anger, their frustration, their sadness, is very important. And you being able to be there for those children is equally important.
No parents expect or consider their child to develop threatening life conditions, whether born with it or develop under such conditions in early childhood. Such conditions are devastating and unprepared to deal with. However, a realistic point of view must be taken into account to avoid unrealistic expectation. During those challenging times, parents can become overwhelmed and may be misguided by making irrational decisions which can negatively affect the patient well-being and the parent's stability. It is important that patients and families are protected from inappropriate influence or relationship. Setting boundaries. Parents and some care team members have different approaches of their own professional boundaries. However, parents may build healthy support team by getting to know the doctors and nurses medical team, as each doctor will be dealing with specific field of care. Parents must ask questions when not sure, as it relates to the doctor's report and condition of the child and what results they may expect. Communicate honestly. Parents must set their own boundaries and express their dissatisfaction with any situation if they are not comfortable with it. If the situation is not rectified, between the doctor and themselves, they should seek patient advocate help. Maintaining healthy boundaries is important for patient, family, and healthcare team members. Good boundaries are important for establishing trust and respect. If the child is an outpatient and healthcare provider is assisting and taking care of the child, make sure they understand their functions clearly and make certain that they are suitable for the required tasks. Parents should not hesitate to seek therapy, practical care, and crisis management if their feeling becomes overwhelmed at any time. Nurturing relationships are the foundation for long healthy development. Strength, bonds, and improve functionality through stability, understanding, and communication with doctors, nurses, therapists, healthcare provider, counselor, and close friends are important. Always find a place of personal serenity to embrace oneness of self. This is my advice to you parents and those family members this morning in terms of taking care and building setting healthy boundaries. Thank you.
Self-care is a very important issue when families are dealing with a life-threatening illness, a catastrophic illness with their children. But the point that I want to make early on is that it's the practice of taking care of yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. Um, and there's some things that we need to learn, that you may need to learn how to do that, because initially when we first get a diagnosis of such, um, there's a whole issue of being in shock. There's a whole issue of, well, what is going to be the result? What am I going to have to do? How am I going to do it? So there are a number of different things that come into play. But the bottom line, most important, is being able to provide yourself with self-care. And if not knowing, I want to share some things with you today that would give you some idea about how you can go about getting the help that you need. Activities that will help you reduce the stress and allow you to maintain your health and well-being while you're going through um, the issue of having to take care of your child, having to take care of your spouse, if that is what it is, staying as positive as you can as you're going through this whole situation, getting enough rest and sleep. Now, I know that that might sound difficult to do when you're dealing with someone that has a traumatic illness or a life-threatening illness. But the reality of it is that what I'm saying to you is that you're going to need to try to get as much rest as you can. It's also important to engage in activities that bring you some kind of comfort, whatever those activities may be. It may be watching television. It may be reading a book. It may be some other things that will help you maintain a sense of comfort, and knowing that within a very short period of time, you may have to go back and continue to help that person or continue to provide care for that person. Is importance of prioritizing your own mental and physical health. Um, some of the things that you may want to do or learn how to do is exercise regularly as you're able. I'm not saying that you need to go out and go to the gym or go out and start running 5 miles, but I'm talking about really doing some things that will leisurely help you to feel better and also allow you to take a break from dealing with this particular issue. And we all need to understand that we need to do that at times. Maintaining social contacts, so important, so important. Reaching out when you need help and not feeling ashamed that you're asking for help. And dealing with that situation and dealing with the kind of situations that we're talking about this morning, all of us, anybody that is has been diagnosed, and if a family member has been diagnosed, there are a plethora of other issues that are going to come about, and you're going to need and want to have a support network to help you walk through this, because it's going to be real complicated. um, Protecting your own mental health and working to do that is complex, because you have to be mindful of your own health as you're attending to the health of someone else. And it's very easy to forget yourself. And then you start feeling tired. You start feeling overwhelmed. You find yourself being angry, resentful. And what I'm saying to you this morning is that we need help, and we need to learn how to set boundaries, and we need to understand that as we're going through this, that the person that we're helping is going through something as well. But you need to also recognize that you need to have someone that you can talk to, someone that you can reach out to, and not feel like you have to try to do this on your own, because you don't.
Each one of us here as chaplains, we're here to encourage those of you out there that are going through. We know we're not there with you as far as physically, but we are with you in a way to where we can say that we can speak with you, share with you, encourage you the best we can, and to let you know that you're not alone. Even though different situations happen, different things you got to go through, there's times when you feel like nobody cares. We want you to know that we do care, and that we're there, so that if you need anything, then we hope that we're able to share with you and to meet those needs in a way that will help you to come up and to know that you're not alone.
I think this was a wonderful conversation. I definitely want to first start by saying thank you to the team. This is great. It takes a lot of courage and strength to have a conversation with families concerning something that you may not have a personal experience with. But we're doing our best, and as a compassionate care team, we really do hope that you will continue to join us every month as we have these conversations. Also reach out to the Compassionate Care Division at the Ahmaud Butler Foundation, because we are a group of chaplains who really do care about what you're going through, and we want to do our very best to help provide you with the compassionate care that you believe you need. For your emotional health, grieving is incredibly personal, and it can be overwhelming. And there are some really practical ways that we can help ourselves or help yourself when you find yourself grieving. You definitely want to acknowledge your pain. You want to acknowledge your sorrow. You want to be honest about how it is that you feel. Listen, it's okay to be sad, angry, confused, to have some anxiety, to have some depression. You have to give yourself permission to experience and be mindful of the emotions that you are feeling in that moment. That is very, very important. You have to be mindful because that's really the only way to heal and strengthen yourself as you're going through something that is so devastating. Because I think at the beginning, your medical team may not at the very beginning have all of the answers. And even if they do have some answers, those answers might not sit well with you. And you want to make sure that in that moment, you are capable enough to care for yourself, which is the self-care piece. You want to make sure that you set healthy boundaries. That is what Chaplain Joseph talked about with your medical care team and the family who are helping you. And it will also help you to know when you will need professional help, which is what Chaplain Angela talked about. So give yourself time to grieve. Establish a routine. A routine is going to help you find a sense of normalcy in something that is beyond your control. The truth is that this type of situation is beyond your control. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to admit that. And it's okay to be vulnerable to that. Setting a routine can help balance that anxiety. It can help balance those feelings of chaos, inner turmoil of, well, what am I going to do? I'm the head of the family. I'm the parent. I'm the guardian. I'm supposed to have the answers. What am I going to do? Establishing a routine that is that it's almost like Velcro to your day. You know, wake up in the morning. If you pray, pray in the morning, wake up. If you meditate, meditate. Find something that is going to provide some type of normalcy so that what is chaotic can have some structure, especially during a very chaotic time. That's important. Different ways that you can express your feelings would be to journal. I know that the last thing that you probably want to do is to journal or write something. Send yourself a voice message. Write something down on a piece of paper. The release of the anger, the release of the sadness, the release of whatever you're going through that is emotional, allowing that to be expressed when you do not have someone right there in front of you, when you don't have a physical sounding board. You know, maybe you can't reach a chaplain on the compassionate care team right at that moment. Maybe your spouse had to work because you have to work because you're incurring medical debt. Maybe whoever is a part of your community, your tribe, your support team, maybe they're not available. You're going to have those moments and you feel like you need to scream. You feel like you just need to cry, but you have something on the inside of you that you need to express. Just write it down. If you don't write it down, send yourself a text message, but release that. Release that. So express your feelings in a creative way or in a therapeutic way that is going to engage you in something that is considered a powerful outlet. That is so important. You want to make sure you have a powerful and effective outlet to what it is that you're going to find yourself experiencing. Also, give yourself time to grieve. You don't have to set a time limit. You don't have to say, okay, I need to be well in 30 days. I need to be well in 60 days. No, you need to be well however long it takes. What I would say is a healthy way to look at it is that you're always moving forward in your grieving. You're always looking in your grieving, you're looking forward to healing. You don't stop. You don't set a time limit. You're just patient with yourself. You allow your process to unfold naturally, be authentic to how you're feeling. Just let it see its way through. You do not have to be on anyone else's timeline. You don't. You do not. It is okay to take as long as you need, as long as you have healthy components set up on your healing journey that will make sure that you're not stagnant. It's important to actively work on your mental health, your spiritual well-being, your physical well-being. Those things are definitely important. So like the chaplain Franklin said, exercise. Exercise helps to boost and release endorphins that will actually release anxiety and help you to feel a little better. Even if emotionally you're still sad, it gives you a great balance that you have exerted some energy that is just there. You don't know what to do with it. And so exercise is very good now. But maybe in the evening, you could consider some herbal remedies. And so I want to consider that, definitely talk to your medical professional before you would take any herbs that might have an adverse effect with medications that you're taking. But maybe start off with herbal teas like lavender, chamomile, there's ashwagandha. You can look up these things and make sure that you have a tolerance for them. And then the evening, over a good cry. In the evening, over prayer. In the evening, over meditating. Whatever it is that you do, sip some of these lavender, chamomile, ashwagandha. Consider aromatherapy. If you're not a tea person, you can really get some essential oils like lavender, maybe bergamot. You can just infuse it and have it in the room just to help create a calming atmosphere, because after you've been at the hospital, doctor's appointments, you've been reviewing bills, trying to figure out how am I going to make all of this work? Where am I going to get the extra strength to get it done? If you just maybe light some essential oils, that can help you relax so that you're mindful of the moment, of what you need to do. Take some deep breathing exercises, maybe meditate, pray, and definitely have a healthy diet. If you have found that because of the stress and anxiety that you're going through, your diet, it's quicker to grab something on the go. I get it. Because it's fast, it's not always the healthiest choice, but you're at the hospital, you're going to eat that food maybe, or you're going to stop at a fast food. Consider some fruits, some vegetables, some whole grains that you can easily pack up and put right in your bag. And especially because I know you're going to be watching your finances, because you might have medications that have copays, you have doctor's appointments that have copays, you have all of these other things. And so you definitely want to make sure that when you're going to your farmer's market or a produce junction or your supermarket, you're buying things that you can easily carry with you. So it'll help your finances, but it'll also help you keep and maintain a healthy diet. What you're going through right now, I am sure, seems like it is all consuming and it is overwhelming. And you have a right to feel however you feel. And we want to help you through those emotions. And so we're going to promise to come back every month and have these conversations with you. If you are a family who is in need of compassionate care, please reach out to the Ahmad Butler Foundation, and we will pair you with a chaplain who can help you virtually, have conversations with you, be a sounding board with you, to encourage you, to pray with you wherever you happen to be on your path. We want to pair you with a chaplain who will walk with you. And so until the next time we meet, I thank you, and may you continue to be blessed. May you continue to find grace, peace, and compassion on your healing journey.